Great practical joke, Jim. Got me go to the annex. No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
What are we doing? Why? Why? Is there going to be a new version of The Office? Should there even be a new version of The Office? And if there is, what would the show even be about? These are some of the questions we're going to answer on today's episode of Chris Reacts. But before we get to that, I just want to wish every mother out there a happy Mother's Day. You all are amazing and wonderful and deserve to be celebrated. So I hope you had a wonderful day with family and friends being celebrated for the amazing woman that you are. Now, I want you to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes of Chris Reacts. And also, just because it says Chris Reacts doesn't mean that that's the most important reaction. You're the most important reaction. So I want to hear your reaction down in the comments below. Now, let's get to the article. So today, we're going to be looking at an article I found by Amanda Harding called Plot Details About the New Version of The Office Revealed. I found this on the Daily Wire website, so let's dive in. So it looks like from the get-go that we are going to be getting a new version of The Office.
Boy, have you lost your mind, because I'll help you find it. What you're looking for, ain't nobody going to help you out there. Jesus can come through that door and he's not going to help you.
Which has me a little concerned and a little worried because the original was just, it was so good, it was so perfect. But what really has me worried is even in the later seasons, we could see that the show was starting to lose some of its luster and lose some of the steam that it had early on in its run. So I'm a little worried, but I'm going to give it its justice. I'm going to let it play out. Let's see what the article has to say. So it says details about a new version of The Office were released this week. This project is apparently not a spin-off or a reboot. That's good. But rather a show with all new characters set in the same universe and shot in the same mockumentary style as the original. So right then and there, that's alleviated some of my worries. It's going to be something that's brand new. It's going to take place in the same universe, and it looks like it's going to be the same company that shot the mockumentary in the original Office. It's going to be them just doing another version with another company. So it's kind of set in the same universe, the same whatever. And but it's not going to be tied or related in any other way, probably to the original, which is good because I just don't think you could tie something to the original or redo the original and just make it work. The original was just so good. I think if you don't make this something completely its own thing, that you will always want or have people looking back to the original, wanting some of that, wanting more of that. And I just don't know if you'd be able to recreate that and redo that well. And in the same vein, in the same amazingness that the original was. So it says a log line for the new series says the documentary crew that immortalized Dunder Mifflin's Scranton branch is in search of a new subject when they discover a dying historic Midwestern newspaper and the publisher trying to revive it with volunteer reporters. Okay, so I was correct. They are redoing, it's the same company trying to find a new company to do a mockumentary about. Per a report from Variety, a new comedy has been picked up by Peacock and will be in production in July. So they're moving pretty quick on this if it's going to be shooting this year. It's been more than 10 years since the final episode of The Office aired on NBC, and the acclaimed comedy series continues to gain popularity and build new generations of fans on Peacock.
Hi, I'm Date Mike. Nice to meet me. How do you like your eggs in the morning?
I am not shocked by that. The Office is an amazing show. It is my favorite show of all time. And I've watched it on loop time and time and time again because it just never gets old. The jokes never get stale. It's just an amazing show. And that's why I've been worried because it was such an amazing show. But it's good to see that people are continuing to search The Office out. New people are coming to watch it and seeing what an amazing show is, and it's continuing to do well because this is a show I think that's going to last for generations. Like some of the old shows in the past that have stood the test of time, this is going to be one I think that's going to stand the test of time. It says, in partnership with Universal Television and led by the creative team of Greg Daniels and Michael Coman. This new series set in the universe of Dunder Mifflin introduces a new cast of characters in a fresh setting ripe for comedic storytelling, a daily newspaper. I do think that it's got some promise potentially with the setting that they're going to do. I just hope that they don't try to do the exact same thing, that they don't just try to find new versions of the same characters that they had in the original.
Who are you?
Who am I? I'm Jim. We've been working together for 12 years. Weird joke, Dwight.
You're not Jim. Jim's not Asian.
You seriously never noticed? Hey, hats off to you for not seeing race.
You don't work here. You're not Jim.
Jim, I got us that dinner reservation. Greek goes 7:30.
Oh, great, can't wait.
I don't know who you are, but you are not Jim. This is Jim.
I hope they just find completely brand new characters that they're able to write into this show and make good. I think if they do that, it's got a chance. If they're trying to just recreate the characters that were on the original into this setting, I don't think it's going to be good because, again, they're never going to be able to live up to the originals. The American version of The Office was based on a British show of the same name starring Ricky Gervais, which was a fantastic show too if you've never seen it. The British version was really good in the original. It was set in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and followed the staff of the Dunder Mifflin Paper Company. The cast included Steve Carell, Rainn Wilson, Jeff Krasinski, Jenna Fischer, Ed Helms, Mindy Kaling, and BJ Novak, and others. The Emmy Award-winning show ran for 9 seasons, beginning in 2005.
Really wish there was something I could do. Michael. I can't believe you came. That's what she said.
One of the most beloved aspects of the American version of The Office was the irreverent humor, which was one of the show's stars said would never be accepted in entertainment now. And I agree with that. Like, there are a lot of things I remember from the show, the original, that just wouldn't fly today.
Kelly, how are you?
I just had the longest meeting.
Oh, welcome to my convenience store. Would you like some googie googie? Oh, I have some very delicious googie googie, only 99 cents plus tax. Try my googie googie. Try my googie googie. Try my googie googie. Try my...
And again, if they tried to do that, I'd be all for it with that type of humor because that's what made the show great. The humor was amazing, but we need to make sure that we're able to do that. If they're going to change the humor and make it some of the weak PC, just bland humor that they try to put out today, the show's not going to work. It's not going to appeal to anyone. I think one of the reasons that people keep going back and finding The Office and liking it, new people keep liking it, is because the humor's edgy, the humor's good. Like that, they weren't worried about offending people. Like if you're going to have a show, a comedy show especially, where you're worried about offending people, it's just not going to work and it's going to flop. Mindy Kaling acknowledged that the popular NBC comedy couldn't exist in today's hypersensitive, politically correct culture and said she believed most characters would be canceled. Probably, but again, if you want the show to work, that's the type of comedy that you're going to need, because if you try to make a comedy show that placates to today's hypersensitive, politically correct culture, it's just going to fail. None of the jokes are going to hit. They're all just going to fall flat, and it's going to be probably lame. She said that show is so inappropriate now. I would disagree. I don't think it's inappropriate. I think that it was done purposely like that to make fun of some of the stupidity that people say and do in society, and they just went over the top in expressing that and to make fun of it.
We don't need to.
Yes, we do.
What?
I did it.
Thank you. Thank you.
So as the writers who I'm still in touch with now, we always talk about how so much of that show we probably couldn't make now. I disagree. I think you can make it now. People just got to get over it. Tastes have changed, and honestly, what offends people has changed so much now. I think that actually is one of the reasons the show is popular, because people feel like there's something kind of fearless about it or taboo. And I agree. That's why it works, because it's fearless. They don't pull their punches. They go over the top in making the joke to make you know it's satire. They're not real. Like they don't really have these beliefs. They're just poking fun at the stupidity of these things. And they do it in such an over-the-top, grandiose way. And that's what makes it good. That's what makes the show fantastic. And if they want to make this new show just as good and just as fantastic, they're going to have to do the exact same thing. And if they don't, I just think the show is going to fail. But I'm definitely going to give it a go. I will watch it. I will see how it goes. We'll probably have a review of the season whenever it comes up, probably next year sometime, I'm assuming.
They love a good crotch.
Yeah, they sure do.
You should take that as a compliment.
Oh, I do.
Thanks again, everyone, for watching today's episode of Chris Reacts. Make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss any more future episodes. And make sure you leave your reaction to today's episode down in the comments. Just because it says Chris Reacts, your reaction is the most important. So watch one of these videos that are going to pop up next. Until I see you next time, see ya! What are we doing? Why? Why?